Hola, hola, my favorite iguanas. Today is Friday. Woo! April the 9th. And we've got some fun stuff planned for science today. What are we working on? We will record examples of interdependence in living things. Check out this lizard over here. Is that a living or non-living thing? Show me with your thumb. Living or non-living? Oh yeah, he is alive. And he depends on things to survive. Think, what does that lizard need to survive? We'll be reviewing those things today. How? First, we will watch a video. Then we get to create a terrarium habitat using materials from outside and a water bottle. Check out these yellow words with me today. What are we going to create? Repeat it with me, please. Terrarium. Habitat. One more time. Terrarium habitat. Do you know what a terrarium habitat is? Don't worry. I will help you make one today. Why? We will understand how living things depend on each other for basic needs. Check out this last yellow word with the D. Say it with me. Depend. Like I depend on water to drink every day so I can survive. What do you depend on? What does this iguana up here depend on? We're going to review those things so we can make a habitat. Before the video, let's go over those words one more time. Say this L word, please. Living. Living organisms require energy, grow, can produce offspring, and they die. Is this flower living or non-living? Living. And living things have needs. Say that N word, please. Needs. What does my flower need to survive? Water, air, sun. Needs are what a living thing has to have to stay alive. What happens if the flower doesn't get those things? It dies. You have to have your needs to survive. Here's that H word we already said earlier. One more time. Habitat. A habitat is a place where an animal or a plant lives. What animal do you see here in this habitat? An eagle. Oh, that's this fancy kind. What's it called? A bald eagle. Good memory. Next word, repeat the word shelter. Nice job. This eagle takes shelter in its nest. Shelter is protection from the environment. Right now, I have a shelter. I'm in the classroom. The sun can't get me. The rain can't get me. It's my shelter. Where are you right now? Look up. What's your shelter? It keeps you safe from the things in the environment. Oh, yesterday you drew me a beautiful one of these. What's that A word? Aquarium. Nice. An aquarium is a habitat for things that live under the water. Yesterday you did aquariums. No aquariums today. We have a terrarium. What is a terrarium? A human-made habitat for things that live on land. We're going to make one. They're made by humans. It is a habitat for animals not underwater now. We want an animal that lives where? On land. But it can also be a habitat for plants. Check out this terrarium. What do you see in here? I see leaves. Yep, I see some kind of bark or trees. Any animals in there? Maybe some tiny ones. Today we will be making a terrarium like this. We won't have any animals in our terrarium. But think, what kind of animal would like to live in this kind of habitat? What do you think? A lion? No. What could live in there? A ladybug? A grasshopper? Ew, a snake. All of those are land animals that would love a terrarium habitat. Now that we have reviewed all of our words, it's time to see the video. What terrarium will we be making today? It has to have food, air, water, and shelter. Are you ready to see? Attentoscopes on. Here comes how to build a pop bottle terrarium. Let's pay very close attention so we know what we need and what are the steps, and so we can make our own terrarium. Are you ready? Dun, 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 vámonos!
Build a pop bottle terrarium. What you'll need: a 2-liter plastic pop bottle.
Oop. We can use any size plastic bottle. Mine isn't a 2-liter. I just have a normal size water bottle. And we can use this just fine today. Do you have a water bottle? Can you find one around your house? We will all need a water bottle today.
2-liter plastic pop bottle. Small pebbles or coarse sand.
Pebbles! We need pebbles. I've got some pebbles here in this little bucket. They're blue like in the video. You'll need some pebbles from outside your house, or your teacher has some. What else?
Activated carbon. This is optional.
We will not use activated carbon. It's optional. That means you don't have to have it, and we don't have it, so it's a-okay. What's next?
Potting soil.
Ooh, we've got dirt. I went outside already and I scooped us some dirt to use. If you're at school, your teacher has some dirt, or she will take you outside to get some dirt. If you're at home, I bet you have some dirt outside your house. You will need to find it and use it today.
Some plants.
Okay, I went outside and I pulled a plant out of the grass. You can do this too when it's your time to gather materials. Think, if you're at home, where are there some plants outside your house? If you're at school, think, where are there some plants outside the school? You'll want to pull 1 or 2 little ones to go in your terrarium.
A spray bottle.
I couldn't find my spray bottle today, but I have water. And I got a little spoon that I'm going to use to give some water to my terrarium. If you're at home, do you have a spray bottle? Or do you have a little spoon and a cup of water you can use? We'll need a little water for our terrariums.
And scissors and a marker.
Scissors and a marker. Do you have those things at home? I know I have them here at school.
Getting started. Okay, so I'm starting with the pop bottle here. I've cut it in two already, just to save a little time. You're going to want to cut it about 1/3 of the way up, about 4 inches from the bottom. This part can be a little bit difficult, so if you're doing this with children, you might want the adult to do this.
Oh, did you hear she said if you're doing this with children, you might want the what to do it? Adult. Who's an adult? Are you an adult? Am I an adult? Your teacher, if you're at school, or your mom or dad, aunt or uncle, grandma, grandpa, someone that's an adult at home can help you as well to cut your water bottle. It can be very difficult and it can be kind of dangerous when we use sharp objects. So you will not be doing this step. An adult will do it for you. Like the video said, I'm not cutting it in half. These are not equal parts of the water bottle. You can see this bottom section is much smaller, only about 1/3. The top section is much larger. But like I said, don't worry about that. An adult will do it for you. If you're at home, your adults will need to cut your water bottle just like this. What's next?
I just popped a hole in the side of the bottle, and then I just cut along the line with a pair of scissors. So we're going to start the terrarium with the bottom of the bottle. And we're going to add about 1 inch of the coarse sand or small pebbles. here I'm using some fish tank rocks, which work really well. But you're going to use pretty much any sort of sediment that is going to allow drainage. And what this inch layer is going to do is going to allow all of the excess water from the terrarium to gather here. And this is going to prevent the soil from getting muddy and just keeps the terrarium a little bit healthier. So the next step is optional, but we find it helps to keep your terrarium nice and clean. And I'm going to add about 1/4 of an inch layer of activated carbon.
Are we adding carbon today?
You can find this at any pet store that sells aquarium supplies.
Nope. Our step
it's
one.
It's going to act as a filter for your water. So all of the water that goes down to the bottom in the gravel is going to get sucked back up to the charcoal, and it's going to prevent mold
after the
growth
carbon.
and keep bad smells out. And it's generally just a good idea for a long-term terrarium. Next, we're going to add the soil. So here I'm using potting soil. You shouldn't use garden soil because lots of garden soil will have fungi and bacteria in it, which is fine in your garden. However, in a terrarium, it's going to be very moist and very warm, which is
So she says we don't want the hot, wet kind of soil. We want this kind of dry dirt.
Ideal growth condition for the fungi and bacteria, and it can cause some problems. So here I'm just using some sterilized potting soil, and that really also promotes growth. So it's a really good idea. And I'm filling up the rest of the bottle almost to the top. Not quite, a little bit of room left, but almost to the top. And then you can just pat it down, give it a little tap to get any of the large air pockets out of there, and just tap it down again. So now my soil is actually a little bit dry, so I'm just going to add some water. And this is going to help while I'm planting, keep the dust down. You don't have to do this if you have nice moist soil.
Water, water, water.
So now I'm going to add the plants.
Here
I have a first sapling and some moss. If you're going to collect your own plants, it's a really good idea to get them from the same area. Because then you can almost guarantee that they have the same sunlight and water needs.
Watch how she puts them in there.
One plant and add a little moss in there. It's really just up to you. It's not rocket science.
Up to you.
It's something to play with, and really this is the part of the terrarium that you want to have fun with.
Have fun!
Be creative, be artistic.
Be creative.
Add decorations if you want. Really, it's up to you, and the sky is the limit.
A little more water.
So now we're going to water the terrarium. You want the soil all the way through to be nice and moist. Not wet, but nice and moist. You don't want it to be muddy.
No mud.
Sloppy.
No mud.
So you can just check the side there to see how dry it is all the way through. So now we're going to put the top of the bottle on. But it can be pretty difficult. So I'm going to add some slits. I'm going to add 4 along the...
Again, she said this might be difficult. So this might be another step for an adult to do. But you see where she's cutting some little lines around the side of the bottle.
Along the side here, equally spaced out. And that's just going to help the bottle top go on a little bit easier.
For the lid.
It is going to be a pretty snug fit though. So have a little patience, and eventually it's just going to go on there.
Okay, that's important. She said, have some patience. Take some deep breaths. She said it's going to be kind of hard to fit your lid on here. It's very snug. But take some breaths. Be patient. Do your best to make your lid fit on. It's not going to be perfect, but do your best.
Then your terrarium will be complete. So this is a closed system, and it's a really great learning tool to learn about ecosystems and the water cycle. And what's going to happen is during the day, your terrarium is going to heat up, and the water is going to evaporate from the plants and from the soil. But during the evening, it's going to cool down, it's going to condense on the sides, and it's going to rain back down to water your plants. So it's like a little mini water cycle. I hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck with your terrarium.
She said, good luck with your terrariums, because now it's almost time for you to make yours. Come meet me on video 2 and help me make mine. I've got all the materials ready. But please come help me. Remember, what happens first? What goes next? We'll do mine, then we'll do yours. See?